Buying a home is risky. You don't know the full story. There could be things hidden from you, things that you need to look at, inspect, and look for.
In this video, we're going to cover the slimy, the creepy, the gross stuff that you've got to look for when you're buying a home, and we're going to help you through that process. Let's get started with it.
The first hidden danger you need to look for is water damage.
And it's not where you think it would be. Water damage can occur around a chimney. It can occur around windows. Now, that's something you want to do. When we're doing the inspection on a property with you, we're going to be pulling things away from the wall. We want the couches away. We want to look around there. We're looking in the attic.
We're not. The inspector is.
Well, and we're going to be helping, of course,
Yes.
and bringing it to the inspector's attention. But we're looking for things and water damage specifically in places that most people wouldn't.
Like the garage, look for watermarks somewhere along the foundation or on the ceiling running down.
Usually that's not going to be replaced, repaired, or painted over, so it's a telltale sign of where a flood may have occurred, and the garage is a great place in which to look for it. We also wrote down around foundations. Now this is real important because water can come up from the foundations too. Again, we're in the garage, so we're looking at the cracks at that point. Are they thick? Are they more than a quarter? Water intrusion is a big deal, especially in Florida because of, well, mold, which we're going to cover in a bit.
Another area where you can find that water damage is under the sink. And this one's a little bit tricky because so many people have their cleaning products or their makeup, their towels under their sink. So we always try and get the seller to remove that for the inspection because you will see if there was a previous plumbing problem. And also, I hate this one. This is my big pet peeve. The washing machine line. If that is plastic, nowadays everything is replaced with the metal line. But if they're plastic, then usually those have leaked one time before. So we look for any water intrusion behind the washing machine.
If you're buying the home and you have a washing machine, look at it. And if the water lines that are running from the wall to the washing machine are not stainless steel, you need to get them. Because literally 30 minutes of flooding, if those lines break, it's high pressure water, 30 minutes will flood your entire home. This is an important little tip for anybody buying the home. The roof. Now Florida has, because of the insurance companies, we've got some pretty rigid rules. One of the things that everybody looks for in their roof is the age of the roof. How long is it? How long does it have to last? Well, our insurance companies take a 30-year architectural shingle roof. That's what most of them are. You can actually see some elevation changes as opposed to the flat tabs, which are 20 years. Those 30-year roofs.
That's a lot of info you just had in your brain, George.
But we'll find out for you. We'll let you know if it's an architectural shingle or not. But here's the worst part. It's a 30-year architectural shingle. It's only good for 15 years. We mentioned in another video that we put out about how now we can do called a wind mitigation and a 4-point inspection. And if the inspector finds that the roof is actually less than 5 years to that 15, meaning it's got
5 years left.
Yeah, on that, then the roof has zero aging left and you won't be able to insure it. We're looking in the roof for a couple things that are a little bit different. Jackie and I look for things growing out of your gutters because that means flooding in there. So we want the inspectors to go deep into the roof line to look for any kind of buildup moisture or water. We're looking for broken gutters or bent gutters. And around the roofs, as we said before, with water intrusion, we're also looking around your chimneys and all to make sure. When I say we, I mean our inspectors.
The inspector. We ain't getting up on no roof.
No. The roofs, I fall off of roofs at this point. And you're not permitted on this.
Even with his flat feet, he falls off a roof.
Yeah, but only forward. Anyway, more information you need. Thing is, roofs are a big deal, and we got to give them some time or some attention. And your roofing inspectors will. They'll be up there walking the roof for you.
Another thing you're going to look for is bugs, critters, and mold, all that yucky stuff. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the attic.
So when we're looking around the house, you go around the perimeter of the home, you're looking for holes where a squirrel or a rodent can get into your attic. This is a little different than the regular inspection, but the inspectors will look for this. Last thing you want is anything living in your attic because if they die up there...
Oh, high heavens, it smells.
Oh, it's absolutely horrible. We're also going to focus a lot of time and energy when we're talking about critters on termites.
Yes. A lot of homes, unfortunately, do get termites in Florida, the subterranean termites. But
rule of thumb is you either have them, had them, or will have them.
So you get a bond.
You definitely want to get a termite bond. We encourage that for everybody. It's very reasonable to do. What we're looking for and what I look for when I'm walking the perimeter of a house is something called a mud tube. And the mud tube is where the termites, the subterraneans, the one that do the damage, they go from their nest in the ground and they make a little tube. Now, a lot of times you've got about this much space between the the siding on a house or something, and that's where the termites will get behind there, and then they climb on up. This mud line tells us that there's an issue. So I'm always going to walk the house and check that. Termite inspection is not required, but we
always suggest it.
strongly encourage that. And if we find termites, it's not a deal breaker. Finding termites is going to happen. If you're going to buy homes in Florida and you're going to live in Florida, they're going to be part of your world. Finding them, we can repair. We just want to make sure that they're dead and they go away very quickly, because they will do damage, but it takes years for them to do bad damage. And one other thing that Jackie and I learned when we were courting is that if you have bamboo close to the home, remember what happened in my house over in Corrington?
It spreads.
Well,
it
besides
grows.
Spreading,
And it has bugs.
big ants.
Yeah.
The carpenter ants love the husks of bamboo. They're huge and they're awful and they're everywhere. So look for bamboo too when you're buying a home, because the bugs that eat the bamboo fibers will get in your house. Now, we found a problem with sugar ants, but they're easy to solve, and those are the tiny ones. But
Just stop eating sugar. I'm kidding.
not ever. No, I love sugar. I'm addicted to sugar.
Yes.
We know that. We had an argument yesterday about sugar because she keeps bringing it in the house and I keep eating all of it. And I get in trouble for eating what she gives me. I mean, I'm a junkie. I get it.
Right.
Okay, permit issues. Now, one of the things that we do, and I hope that every good agent does, is we're going to do a preliminary permit search to see if anything shows up wonky on your property. It's a Midwest term, by the way. When did they put the roof on? There was the air conditioning that they said was in the seller's disclosures recently replaced. Was it permitted?
Right.
This is where my investigative journalist wife is
I love that stuff.
extraordinary.
I love it.
She's like a sleuth, and she'll go in and she'll look at this. Now,
Because I want to know. I mean, if they're advertising that it has a new HVAC, I'm going to go on the county records and see if a permit was pulled for that HVAC.
Right.
Now, a lot of times the people who install them, they don't pull the permits. So be wise about that. Whoever's going to install something at your house, make sure that they pull a permit. Don't let them get away with not pulling one.
and close it.
Yeah,
Because
and
an open
close it.
permit is
Yes.
just as bad here. It's going to have to be addressed. We want to know this before we get to the inspection. We do a lot of homework on this. Something else that we wrote down was remodels and add-ons that they've done to the house. And this is where the sleuth is really good too. When she walks a property, she's like, all of a sudden she's like, doo-doo-doo-doo. This is a new room.
This is a new room.
And she'll start
It's
checking
not supposed
right
to be
there.
before. Yeah.
Well, it's okay, it is, but they've
as
got
long
a
as
permit.
it's permitted, right?
Right. Permits actually can be a really big deal. The way we found to solve them is we're very proactive in there. And I hope whoever you're hiring to help you buy a home is as proactive as we are. This matters. Now, the title company does the work
They'll
too,
do their
right?
work as well. And most good inspectors also will get on the county records before they go conduct the inspection to see if those things had been permitted as well. So you've got like 3 layers of protection.
They've just changed the law. They're working through it right now that the inspectors have to go to the county for roof permits prior to submitting their inspection report. So we may have a lengthening of our inspection timeframes. Thing is, though, it's all about looking out for your house, the one you're about to buy, and making sure it's safe. We don't want critters. We don't want holes in the attic. We don't want additional add-ons to the house. that
We
haven't
don't want
been
water
permitted.
intrusion.
We don't want that as well. There's just a lot of stuff we look for, and we'll do it with you. Our goal is to have you subscribe to the channel, because if you haven't done that, this is where you should do it right now. But our true goal is to help you get the best house and make sure that you're safe through the whole process. This is a fun process. We're going to take the worry out for you.
We hope you enjoyed this video. That's all we have for you today. Bye for now.